Just in all black, just jump on the coupe. And my bank need a roof, and my bank need a bank, and my house don't need a yacht. I done jumped up out the coupe, jumped up out that bitch, no roof. Jumped up out that bitch like woof, big dog. I'm on campus, big God. I'm on campus, big God. In the heavens, how you flex on me? Bitch, you don't know, I'm the one do the flexing. Yeah, this is just like racing. Put them in the torture rack. Yeah, we betting. Yeah, we in the war, spiritual war, and who you bet against? Please don't bet against me, nigga. Don't you know I'm a veteran? Hit on one time, let him drop to the floor. He needs some medicine. Yeah, he needed surgery. That boy talking etc. Why don't you just start talking that noise? Boy, you did it up. Yeah, you owe a lot of money to us, and now you scared of us. We don't do no gangster now. Yeah, we just do the light. Yeah, we just do the right. Yeah, we just take that flight. Going all day or night. Yeah, look me in my eye. Let them know you hypnotized. Let them know you got them ties. Them street ties, it don't want no flight. You doing the wrong thing, wonder why. Cause you know it's time to fly. Gotta change your mindset. Wonder where your mind at. Gotta change your mindset. Wonder where your grind at. I know where your mind at. Gotta change your mindset. Don't know where your mindset. Gotta change your mindset. Wondering where your time went. Gotta change your mindset. Wondering where your time went. Wondering where your mind at. Where your mind at.
Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Yo.
Yo, it's your boy Awesomest JL, aka the biggest music artist in the metaverse. And you are now tuning in to Beast on Air episode 4, season 2. And we got my guy, we got a special guest in the house tonight. We got the homie, the Raver Realm general in the building. We got Jadyn Violent. What's good with you, my guy? How you feeling?
My God, bro, I'm doing good, man. I'm vibing to the music you were playing earlier. Honestly, bro, I was like, bro, I could keep listening to this music. This is my type of vibe. So I'm feeling good. You know, it's my last thing of the day. I think I got actually. No, I have 2 more calls after this, and then we're done for the day. You know what I mean? But I'm doing good, man. Focused, a lot of things going on, you know, but it's good to be back here, man. I think what you're doing is like obviously super, super cool. I was telling you in the space last night, but I'm glad.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thanks so much for being a guest. This is actually, it's so fire. It's fire, right? Because we actually got you in the history books. You were one of the first guests to come to the show. So the fact that we seen you come to the show, right? And then we come back around full circle, you finally released this project, you know what I mean? That's been heavily anticipated. It's been something you've been teasing for a while and you've been working on for a while. Me personally, when I seen it, like, cause I was, you know, I'm just on Twitter, man. You know, we all be lurking on Twitter in the background, watching stuff go on. And I had seen, I start seeing the teaser post. And you're like, yo, you know what I mean? Real soon, I'm gonna make a big announcement. You know, I can't wait to show y'all the art, you know. And then when you start dropping the art, I was like, oh, that's fire. You know what I mean? I love the authenticity of the art style, right? Because I can tell that you channeled what you felt through the art. Like you didn't go off, you know, pop culture, what's going on, what people think is dope and stuff like that. You really channel from your inner self. Even the background, I think is dope. How all of them have that similar feel with the background, the same color, and the color is different, and the color and the texture of it was just totally different, man. So we just gonna jump right into it. What was the thought process, man? Because I also seen it's so fire too how you run your Twitter account too. You know what I mean? How like you're consistently updating people with your journey, right? And it's not in like a, you know, because I'm a stickler because I'm an artist myself, right? Like when I post stuff about myself and about my music, like it feels kind of cringe. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to come off promoting. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But the way you do it, the way you document your journey is very. It's surreal. Like I love how you do that because I can actually remember, you know, a lot of different moments before you even drop this project where I'm like, oh, I remember when he was about to drop it, where, you know, he was deciding on, you know, I seen a post where you were like, man, you know, you know, I commissioned a couple different artists. I commissioned a couple different artists to do this art. You know what I'm saying? I just came to the conclusion, like, if you want something done right, just do it yourself. You know what I mean? So talk about the progress, you know, from that point. Just start with when you came into the space. Of course, you can summarize it all, but talk about your journey from when you first entered Web3 and what was your thought process with what was going on in the space compared to what it is you're doing now.
Nah, man, I appreciate it a lot. I definitely do appreciate it, man, because a lot of the times I like don't really look at myself at what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And for you to view like the way that I curate my Twitter profile as documenting my journey is so cool to hear from an outside perspective because yeah, man, that's literally what it is, right? And it's so weird. I was not able to nail that on Instagram, on TikTok, none of these platforms, and I think that's the reason why I haven't grown like a community or following on these other platforms, but on Twitter or X, I was able to do that because I just documented everything ever since I entered into the space. Document, and just like literally keep people updated on everything. You know what I mean? I remember like after the second week of Rave Rum, it's third week right now. I was a little like discouraged. I was like, oh, blah blah blah, and I was like, nah, man, like I this is how it is dropping a project. There's ups and there's downs and stuff, you know. And like I just made a video. I just woke up. I just turned on my camera with my mic and I made the video and I just posted it, you know. And like it's crazy how like the authenticity, like just like telling people how you feel, like it works a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? Because people follow along, just like you were saying. So I really appreciated that because a lot of times you get caught up in the day to days. You know, you're so focused on everything that you look at the numbers like, okay, I need to do this much, I need to do this. It's like it's hard to zoom out and really look at everything as a whole, as an impact. So I appreciate it. And yeah, man, you know, like I've been making music for about 5 years. I came into this Web3 space at the end of 2021. Mainly started my Twitter account, you know what I mean, at the end of 2021. Forget the Web3 space. Like I started to grow my following on Twitter at the end of 2021. I had about 50 followers and I was like, okay, bet I need to meet as many people as I possibly can. It just happened to be in like music, on-chain music space, right? Because that's where it was so new. So I was like, okay, bet. Like I'm into music. It's hard to break into music Twitter, right? Because everyone's talking about like Doja Cat, everyone's talking about like Central, everyone's talking about the big names. It's so hard for a new artist to break into that. Let me go into this niche of like on-chain music and really start to meet a lot of the artists there, start to build my community through that, and then focus on breaking out to the masses, right? So, you know, the past 2 years has just really been a process of me curating relationships one by one, getting on calls, getting on spaces, you know, doing my own spaces and stuff, and just connecting with people, getting my name out there, reputation, right? So it really started off early on, late 2021, early 2022, where I was like, okay, bet, like I have 50 followers. The number one thing that I need to do is grow as much as possible, grow my reputation, make it so that every single person that's in music and Web3 has to at least come across my name once. That was my goal for the first couple of months, right? So I was like, okay, bet. I'll start this thing called Underground Violet Rave, which was my own Twitter space. Back then, there was no music Twitter spaces happening, maybe once every other week. That's how much music was in Web3. There's really no Twitter spaces. So I was like, okay, I'll create my own. I'll call it Underground Violet Rave. And I started to host it like a little digital rave radio show. You know what I'm saying? Every single night, hosting. People came through, met people, you know what I'm trying to say, kept growing the community, kept building the relationships. And you know, we went for 1 month every day, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months every day. And I just look back and I'm like, oh my God, bro, like 4 months, we've really grown. And back then I had like maybe 4,000 followers. And to me, that was like more than my Instagram account that I've been building 3 years prior to that. I was like, okay, we have something here. So I was like, okay, bet, let's host this event in real life for the first time. I remember someone recommended that to me. And we did the first ever Underground Violet Rave in Brooklyn for NFT NYC. And that's when I saw these people come together. That's when I see like, I put like, you know, faces to the profile pictures, and we just kept going, man. We did the second one in Virginia, then Cincinnati, then Miami, then Denver, then LA, then New York again. And now like it's been 2 years. We're about to do Miami again. And throughout that whole time, I really wanted to drop a music project, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And, you know, after building, I figured it out. I dropped Rave Rum, and that's kind of what led us, you know, here to this conversation. So yeah.
Man, major kudos, man. Major kudos for, you know, seeing a hole in the space, seeing a gap in the space and just feeling it, man. Just feeling it. Yeah, man. I remember, you know, back in the days where it was just no music, like Nobody talking about music or nothing. It was just like, bro, okay, like we're here, but like what now? You know what I mean? Like, so somebody had to do it. You know what I mean? So major kudos to you for, just getting it started, man. Cause now, now what you're doing, you're actually opening the gateways for artists to come behind you, with their own, of course, everybody got their own style, their own method, but it's giving people more ideas, to step out there and do those type of things. So, man, that's super fire, man. It's definitely fire. That's super inspirational. And thanks so much for telling that story. Right now, let me shout out to everybody pulling up for the show. Yo, shout out to y'all. We got the Facebook fam, we got the Twitter fam, we got the YouTube fam in the building. We out here simulcasting. Y'all make sure y'all like, y'all make sure y'all retweet, y'all make sure y'all sub, y'all do all of that. We got my boy Jadyn Violent in the building. You know what I mean? So now let's dive into this Raver Realm, man. Let's dive into the Raver Realm album. I did have a chance to listen to a couple tracks, and I thought they were fire. I thought the project was dope. So far, what I had a chance to listen to, I am gonna sit down and really like dive into it, like review style. You know what I mean? Because I'm like I get into the music like that. One thing I noticed though, I'm not sure if this is correct, but you don't have any features on the album, do you?
Nah, none.
Yeah, okay, my guy. No features on the album. So what's the story behind that? Like, because I feel like one thing that's kind of big, we always kind of compare things to mainstream and what's going on mainstream. I feel like in mainstream, it's really big to have features. It's really big to have features all over the album, one here, one there. These albums are probably averaging at least, 5 to 6 features, per album. So, opposed to your album, no features, right? So talk about that and the decision to not have any features on the album.
It's interesting, bro, because like for me, right, it's weird. Like long story short, like I just wanted to prove that like this is me. You know what I'm trying to say? This is my music. I didn't necessarily want to put anyone on it. Not that, I didn't want any features and stuff. I think it's dope. I love featuring with artists, especially that I met through Twitter. But for me, especially with Rave Rum, I'm like, man, like I want to showcase something that if people like it, I know that they like it because of me. You know what I'm saying? And it's also interesting because like technically this is not like an album that I'm releasing on Spotify and Apple Music, right? I know a lot of people thought that before. This is like kind of an album project on chain, right? Like, digital characters, all of that stuff. People could collect it. You could kind of view it as a project there. Rave Realm, of course. But like when I'm releasing it on Spotify and Apple Music, I'm releasing them as singles, right? And that's because I have a very strict belief that as an independent artist that doesn't have like hundreds of thousands of monthly listeners at the moment, right? Like I don't believe in dropping albums. You know what I'm saying? I only believe in albums when you have that demand for it. So for me, I'm like, okay, how could I prolong the momentum of Rave Realm when I drop it? First, dropping it as digital character so people can support, you know what I'm saying, become my record label. And then I actually have the momentum and I actually have the foundation in order to push that out into the real world. So now that I have 9 songs, right, people collecting these digital characters, it's like my entire idea of trying to change things for the mainstream, right? And the mainstream is like, yo, you put out a single, you market it on TikTok, it goes well. For me, it's a little different, right? I want to turn my characters into turn my songs into actual characters, personify my music, right? I have a song called Toxic Queen. I make the Toxic Queen character. I give it to the people that believed in me first, especially on Twitter in the on-chain space. They resonate with the characters, they hold them, and then I release these characters, aka songs, one by one on DSPs as singles on a month-to-month basis. You know what I'm saying? And that way, once it does finally gain traction, right, it all funnels back to the actual characters that people have collected, right? So the first month, actually in 2 weeks, we're releasing the first single called Comeback Kid, right? Comeback Kid is one of the ravers, one of the common ones, and it's a song too, but I'm going to release it as a single, not really saying it's an NFT. But in the cover art, right, it's going to say Rave Realm, right? Rave Realm exclusive. When people look into it and they search up Comeback Kid on Google, the Apple Music link shows up, the Spotify link shows up, and then the OpenSea link shows up with a character called Comeback Kid. And then people are like, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're trying so hard to make like Web3 blockchain NFTs so cool, but I think people haven't figured out how to seductively introduce it to the broader environment. You know what I'm saying? And I think music has the biggest potential to do that. I think making music tangible, right? Like letting people feel the music is very difficult to do nowadays. And I think characterizing it into like things that people could relate to is the way, right? So, you know, Comeback Kid, Toxic Queen, OnlyFans, they're characters of my songs, but when I drop them on Spotify and I promote them on TikTok and stuff, I'm not going to talk about the characters. People will find out about the characters because of how much they actually dig the song, and they want to go deeper into my ecosystem as an artist. And I think that concept is very cool and hasn't been proven yet in the real world, right? And yeah, it's difficult, obviously, right, as an independent artist to do these type of things in Web3 right now because it's hard. Resources are not there, but that's what it means to be early, right, and to try innovating and stuff. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. You touched on a lot of points, you dropped a lot of different gems. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's funny that you bring that up because I'm doing a similar approach with my album too as well. So I just released recently my fourth album, right? So I got 3 albums that are on the major streaming platforms, right? But with this album, like I actually took a long break. I think I took like 2.5 years. I usually don't take that long between albums, but with this album, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna back off the major streaming platforms. Like, it's not even like, you know what I mean? Just from the NFTs alone, like it's way more profitable just from what I've already released than I've been profitable ever on digital streaming platforms. So it was like, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna take a different approach. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just attack the actual base and the people who actually support me, right? And turn, you know, turn in that direction. So it's crazy. Because this is like I get like a hive mind thing going on right now. Like, you know, because if me and you are both thinking in that way, it's like, okay, I know other people thinking like that too, you know. So I feel like it's only a matter of time before, you know, the people just get turned off by major streaming platforms. Like after a while, like if the artists are not going to it, you know what I mean, and they start to back away from it, then they're gonna have to start adding more incentives, you know, just to get the artists to be there, you know. And I feel like that time is coming real soon, especially with all of this tech, you know, being pushed by Web3. But yo, let me take a second to go ahead and reset the YouTube, you know what I mean, the channel. But yo, this your boy Osman JL, aka the biggest music artist in the metaverse. You are tuning in to Beast on Air, episode 4, season 2. We are chopping it up with Jadyn Violent, who just released his album in the form of a PFP or NFT project called Raver Realm. So all right, so we covered the album. We talked about, you know, how you started UVR. We talked about how you know, dove into the space. Um, let's talk about more of the IRL and how you're moving day to day. You know what I mean? I know because every time I talk to you, like, man, my schedule. You're like, yo, my schedule was crazy, man. You know what I mean? Like, so talk a little bit, you know, especially since we talk about, you know, you documenting things on Twitter. You know, I guess we can dive into your day to day and like, how are you operating, you know, as an independent artist in,
Man,
in
it's
IRL?
yeah, dude. No, I appreciate it, and it's crazy. So many things to say to that, right? And like, there's so many things to say about the whole streaming stuff and like all of that. But I'll touch on what you're saying right now. I think it's a lot. It's a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times I think about everything that I have to accomplish on a day-to-day basis, and I'm just like, fuck, man, like it's a lot, you know. And it's crazy because like looking at everything, right? Like, I'll just list off of some things right now. Like right now I'm in the process of pushing my major music NFT project, right? Rave Realm, it's a PFP, it's 1,800 pieces, and right now we're 3 away from 400, right? Like, which is a big milestone in my book, right? It's 3 away from 400. But at the end of the day, you know, we still got 1,500 left to go, 1,400 left to go, right? We still have to keep pushing. So for me, there's so many different things, right? Like, I have to push this Rave Raw mint, and especially right now, Ethereum's going up, which is cool. But at the end of the day, it's like messing up the gas for rave around, right? So it's difficult for people to like actually collect and stuff. So for me, I'm doing spaces in the morning every single day, right? The underground violet rave spaces, that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years. I'm still doing them, right? But now I'm also doing nighttime spaces, the one that you joined last night, so that people can at least collect when the gas is a little low, right? So now I'm doing spaces in the morning, spaces in the night. I have to plan out these spaces so that they're actually interesting for people to join into. 5 days a week. You know what I'm saying? 5 days a week, I have to plan these things out. That's not even including the content part that we were explaining before about documentation and stuff. I plan all my content out, so I'm not stressing about it the day of. So all my content like is planned out the week before. So I have to plan out my content so that on the day-to-day basis, yes, I have to plan out the spaces for the morning and the night, but then also plan out the content that I'm going to release throughout the day, push the rave raw mints, respond to DMs, right, about people that have questions about like building relationships with people, join other spaces so that I actually can funnel people back into the things that I'm building and actually network with people, because that's the only way I can get the rest of these 1,500 sold out, right? I have to step out of my bubble. I have to meet more people. And then that's not even including the rave in Miami that we're throwing next month, right? Because we got a big warehouse, you know what I'm trying to say? And now it's like, it presents a whole new set of problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to pay that off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the warehouse costs money, and it's like we have to find sponsors for that. And you have to build relationships with sponsors. I have to talk to people, network, tell them why it's valuable for them to give me their money, and then, you know, activate them. And that doesn't even include actually getting people at the rave. Now I have to figure out the other events that are happening. How can I convince people that my event's the event to go to, and, you know, promote it and then get people there? And this all is not even including the music. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like not even including like the release of these songs, and that's why like I don't even know. Like, I just don't even have time to think. I'm just like go 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 go. Like, so many things to do. I just can't even like breathe for a second, right? And is that good? Is that bad? And it's like, now, you know, the UVR, like, we also have a network, right? So it's not just me who's hosting the spaces. We have 4 other hosts throughout the week that are hosting their spaces, and I'm helping them curate their spaces and conversations. So it's like, man, like, it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a lot. Sometimes I think like, is this what it means to take on pressure? And the more pressure you have, the more successful you be. Is that a saying that is deemed to be true? And is that what I'm living? And I really don't know, because the, you know, time will tell all. But yeah, it's a lot of thinking, man. It's a lot of self you know, analyzing. It's a lot of like Fridays and Saturdays thinking about, man, was this worth it? Maybe I need to change this. It's a lot of pivoting, bro. So much pivoting. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't expect gas to completely spike when I dropped the Rave Rom PFP collection. It was stable this entire year. And the day I decided to drop Rave Rom, an hour before, crypto pumped and gas went crazy. And now gas is insane every single day after that. And I'm like, fuck, like, I need to do things, right? So it's like I'm in conversations with my developers and telling them like, yo, like, let's try this and completely go 360 and change things. And let's try night spaces. And, you know, yeah, like, one of my team members just said they can't come to the rave we're throwing in Miami. So now I got to figure out something else to replace that. And it's like, it's just wake up problem solving and stuff. But yeah, I don't know if that answered your question on how my day-to-day stuff kind of is, but it's a lot of all of that combined, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's stacked, bro. It's 24/7. It's definitely 24/7. Like, there is no, you know, there is no time to stop and breathe. Then when you stop and breathe, something else. Man, it sounds like a lot, bro. It definitely sounds like a lot. And let me ask you this. How is this, right? Because we're talking about it now, right? Because you're in the middle, you're in the midst of it right now. You're in the midst of your success. It's a blessing. I'm telling you that now. It's a blessing, right? It's a blessing. So let me ask you this. How was it compared to your old life? Now, I'm referring to your old life as in you before the schedule was like that, you know, before the moment where it hit you like, oh, damn, it's somebody pushed the button. Oh, I pushed the button. It's on. It's time to go, right? So how was your old life before you pushed that button?
I think it's weird, man. I think I have a weird relationship with time, I would say, where it's like, it's hard, and this is kind of bad, right? But it's like, it's hard for me to be like grateful of where I'm at right now. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's weird because like I don't necessarily think in the mindset of like, man, this is like beautiful. Like, I dropped out of college and I'm meeting so many people, and like I'm doing these spaces and IRL events. It's amazing. For me, it's like, damn, like, why is the spaces not bigger? Like, how can I get my collection sold out more? How could I drop my music and get more people attracted to it? You know, did I make the progress that I wanted to make in the last 2 years, rather than looking at where I'm at right now compared to the last 2 years? And yes, I feel like there's pros and cons to that thought process, right? The cons is definitely like, bro, you gotta chill. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're young, you know what I mean? Like, like, you have a lot of time. You can mess up for another year and you'll still be fine and stuff. Like, you gotta just take a deep breath, focus, because if you're stressed about all these things, you won't be able to execute. That's the issue. The pro side of thinking like that is it allows me to push and work harder. You know what I'm trying to say? It allows me to be like, okay, let's, like, the job's not done. You know what I mean? There's still so many things that need to happen. And if I try slowing down, then I just don't want to I just don't want to waste any time. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't want to be like 55 or 65 and looking back and be like, fuck, I wish I worked harder. You know what I'm saying? I wish I did that and stuff. But yeah, to your point, man, it's crazy. Like 2 years ago, man, like I was playing like Fortnite. I had my pizza rolls with me. You know what I mean? It was
What? Oh,
I had my pen. It was lit. You know what I mean? And like I made music when I wanted to, and now it's hard for me to even, like do any of these things because I'm so just like thinking about the next task to accomplish and stuff. And like, yeah, man, it's a lot. And yeah, I don't know. Like I'm just like just focused on trying to accomplish these things. And part of me is like, okay, once I reach these things, like maybe once I don't know if I'll ever settle. I don't know if I'll ever be grateful. I think the only time when I'll really be like nice is like if it's in a stadium with thousands of people and like I'm like they're singing my songs. I think that's the only time when I'm gonna really be like proud of myself. Weird enough. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but I mean, it never stops. Like, because even when you get there, you're gonna be like, man, it's 10,000 people, but man, how can I get 50,000? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so it's another step. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Like I definitely just a piece of advice, bro. Definitely just continue to stay present. Yeah, just know, man, like not everybody's in that situation, but like I said, it's a blessing. So, take time to, just reflect on the positive things that have happened. You know what I mean? Instead of, of course we got goals, right? We always go shooting for our goals, long term and short term. But you do have to take that time as well to like just appreciate where you are. And that doesn't mean, to be stagnant or anything like that, but just enjoy it, for what it is. You know what I mean? Because man, yeah, I definitely been there mentally before too. I learned a lot, from that too. But yeah, but
I'm
like
actually,
I said, what you
my
said?
bad. I appreciate that, and I'm actually curious. Like, I kind of want to ask you, right? Like, you said you've been there before. You know what I'm trying to say? So, like, if you had to go back, right? If you had to go back, what would you have changed in your mental process? Like, what would you have wished you changed in your mental process? You know what I mean? If there was anything.
I think I wouldn't have been so stressed. I wouldn't have used the pressure of stress to get things done. You know what I mean? Like for me personally, like back then, I was so like gun ho about doing things. Like, man, I gotta get this done. I gotta get that done. I gotta get this. Come on, man, we need to do this, and that. That when I got to the destination, it was like, I didn't even have to stress like that. Like it was me all along. You know what I mean? Like I know that it's like once I got to the end of that journey, it was like, yo, it's been me the whole time. It's not the fact that I can work harder than other people. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just got it, right? I feel like you got it. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes we will mistaken our gifts and talents and not know that they're actually working for us in a way by way of unseen forces, right? It's already working no matter what we do, right? I don't have to put out a million songs, right? I don't have to put out a million songs. Eventually, everybody's gonna know my music. Eventually, get wherever I want to be, right? But it's knowing that, knowing that internally your GPS is you set your internal GPS to get where you want, and not necessarily outside of you. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that I definitely learned, right? Because I was definitely like, I don't know, man. Cause one thing I noticed about myself back then was that when I fueled things with pressure, right, it made me more disgruntled. It made me have more of a temper problem when things happen outside of my control, which in reality that happens a lot. You know what I mean? But if I, kept going at that rate, it's like I just be mad and disgruntled all the time. Every time something doesn't go my way. You see what I'm saying? And that's when I kind of see myself turning into someone I didn't want to be. And so then when I seen that, I stepped back like, oh, hold on, let me step back, right? Am I really being myself? Let me remove all the pressure. Let me remove all the ambition from it, and just really dive into myself and who I truly am. Whether trying to go for this or trying to go for that, right? And kind of separated it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would have changed. You know what I mean? I would have changed my patience, my temperament, the pressure, and knowing that there is no pressure. Like, because Raver Realm is Raver Realm regardless. It's you. It's no one else would have came up with that. No one else would have created UVR. Nobody else would have did any of that you're doing. You know what I mean? It's all in divine time and in divine alignment with you and no one else. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you look at it like that, what's for you is for you. It's not for anybody else. You see what I'm saying? And that's something that I realized, like on the wisdom tip. It's like, oh wow, your time is your time. Your time is here now. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna keep going. It's just a matter of how you what are you going to use as your resources to fuel that, and how, right? Because you can take it in a certain direction where you can get angry and disgruntled, but you can take it at the other direction where you say, man, I'm appreciative of this experience. This is great. You know what I mean? And I'm going to continue to go hard. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's what I would have changed. I got super long-winded, but you know what I mean.
No, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate the response, because you're right, bro. You're right. And like, I always reference this Kanye line all the time because it's the most facts thing ever. And I feel like he's the person that's really able to, and I feel like all successful people are the people that really are able to understand this, which is like, man, the biggest person that holds ourselves back are ourselves. You know what I'm saying? It's our own mindsets, right? And it's like, yes, you can be, stressed about a certain thing, or you can be discouraged of, of a certain situation. Yeah, there's two different situations, right? You could be discouraged, and you could be the person who just lays in bed all day and just complains and whines and be like, oh, why is it like this? Or you could be the person that gets up and actually problem solves, right? And actually operates despite how they feel. And I was just explaining this in a space that I just came from before this talk. But yeah, man, like, the difference between winners and losers are the people that are able to get up, operate despite, all of the negative stuff that they may feel, because they understand that their mindset is the most important thing. So I appreciate that, bro. It's easier said than done for anyone listening, or for anyone ever, but it's like, you work on it and you get there. So I do appreciate it.
Nah, definitely, man. Definitely. And it's, man, I don't know. And I'll ask you this too. Do you identify with being the underdog? Like, and I'm asking in the sense of your life, just your life, the concept, like the whole inception of your whole life. Have you always identified with the underdog, or have you identified with any other character?
Underdog all day, bro.
Yeah, I can see. I can
All
see.
it's so much, bro. Like, it has to be, bro. Like, even like in this space, like in Web3 music, I'll use that as an example, right? Because we can both relate to it. Like, I feel like, people like, who are like on the top, you know what I'm trying to say? Whatever you view at that, they brush me off. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like whatever, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, he's not no like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, they don't put respect on the things that I've built, and I feel that all the time. You know what I mean? But like, I like that. I genuinely really, really like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Because if I didn't have that, and if I just got propped up and put on a, you know what I'm saying? Then it's just like,
Mm.
bro, like, there's no chip on the shoulder. But like, yeah, bro, my like outside of Web3, like in my entire life, bro, I just felt like, fuck, bro, I feel like I have so much potential, but I'm viewed as like lower. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just
Mhm.
little like like a catalyst waiting to happen to just do this. You know what I mean? And I just been like, I believe it. I'm just working on that. You know what I'm trying to say? Whether it's with, like, you know, whether it's with my family, you know what I'm saying? You know, everyone's getting jobs and stuff, and I don't have a job. I'm doing my music. Whether it's in Web3 music, where there's people are getting these deals and these sold out projects and stuff, and you know, haven't built community, in my opinion, you know, nearly as much as I've tried to build community, but they're still getting the sold out projects. They're getting all these things. I just feel like the underdog. You know what I'm saying? That like when that success does finally happen, it's just going to be that much more tasty and fruitful, you know?
Yeah, I feel you. I definitely have to put a quote out there though. Comparison is a thief of joy.
Right.
So you know what I mean? Like, but it's it's so crazy. It's such a great conversation because it's like what you're seeing for yourself from your perception, right? That's not what I see. I see somebody who's, you know, doing what he set out to do in the space, and he's continuing to evolve. He's continuing to grow and expand, not only in IRL, but also in Web3 and Web2 at the same time, right? I feel like you're growing heads. Every time I look at your profile, you're growing another head, right? Whether it's the expansion of UVR or the expansion of your music or the expansion of your relationships and networks with different projects and different marketplaces in Web3. Like, that's what I see. You see what I'm saying? And this is a beautiful conversation because I'm able to relay that to you, right?
Yeah.
And you're talking to somebody who got major label experience. I've been with major labels before. You know what I mean? Like, been touring the world, all of that stuff, right? And I'm telling you that, right? You know what I'm saying? Is that, yeah, you're growing and you're doing your thing in the space. And yeah, it's levels. It's definitely levels in the space. And I know exactly what you're talking about because I feel kind of that same way a little bit too. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because you know what I mean? Because we do a lot for the community. You know what I mean? In the name of the community, right? And I feel like, because I feel like you got like a similar personality type as me, like where we're humble. Like, we're humble, right? Like, we're humble. We're not the type of person or the type of people that just talk their shit all the time, 24/7. Like, we like to leave an open space and let people say it for us. Like, we're not the type of people to do that. You know what I mean? But nah, it's okay to pop your shit too. You know what I mean? You gotta pop your shit every now and then too. But yeah, man, yeah. It's crazy, man. It definitely get deep, man. But I can tell you this right now: the trajectory. I feel like the trajectory that you're on, give it, man. I say like the next 5 months, 4 to 5 months, you're gonna have the break that you're talking about. You know what I mean? It's very soon. I see it coming very close. You know what I mean? Really soon. You know what I mean? Just, yeah, keep going, man. Keep going in.
Yeah. No, I just appreciate it, man. I do appreciate it, bro, because it's like it's hard to get it's hard to like get an outside perspective on yourself from yourself, if that makes sense, right? Like, you need someone like from the outside, like, to tell you like how they observe everything that's happening, because it's difficult to appreciate the things that are happening because you're so in your head all the time. You know what I mean? You're so like, okay, like, but I'm this, like, but this blah blah blah, you know, all that. So like, I really really appreciate you for mentioning all that. And yeah, man, there's levels to it. There's subconscious levels to this, and it's so annoying when you're so like in the ground, in the dirt with the community. You know what I'm trying to say? We're talking to people. You've been doing this, what, season 2? So it's like, man, bro, like we're grinding month after month after month, and then you see someone who like hasn't been like talked to anyone in the community once, boom, $1 million deal. You're like, bro, you know what I'm trying to say? But it's like, But it's like it's so like what I've learned these past couple of months and past couple of years and being in these conversations, it's everything's so manipulated just for perception. You know what I'm trying to say? Everything like projects, bro, like deals, like collections, like floor prices, like things are so manipulated to the point where it's actually absurd. And the thing that's annoying is the manipulation is what gets people that perceived value. You know what I mean? But the thing is, the perceived value never lasts. You know what I'm saying? 4, 5, 6 years, right? So it's like I'm not worried. I know that us, like people in the ground, you know, actually building and stuff, it's gonna be amazing. But I appreciate it.
Yeah, fam. Like I'll definitely say, because I know exactly what you're talking about. Like the manipulation, I see. We can all see. Like we can all see what's going on Etherscan or any scan. We know what's going on with the wallets, and we know everything is going on, right? But what I will say, right, a lot of things are smoke and mirrors, and I will say the amount of success that you've had already from your project in the middle of I mean, it's still the bear. It's really still the bear. Just because we had some jumps, this week and last week, don't mean we're not in the bear. We're still in the bear. You know what I mean? We just rearing our head out of it a little bit. But the success that you had, I'm telling you, the success that you've had from Raver Realm is more successful than a lot of people and a lot of projects, right? Compared to what they're actually doing, like the perception, right? Trying to make it seem like they popping is different from actually having success at what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm letting you know that, like, don't be fooled. Like you said you getting to 400. You already around 400 mints.
3 away, 400. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy. And 1800 is a target. That's impressive, bro. Like that's very impressive in the middle of a bear. Like, and so yeah, so applaud. Man, it's one more thing. Okay. One more question I want to ask you before we get up out of here.
Of course.
Let's talk about your favorite track on Raver Realm and why.
Ooh.
What's your favorite record, man? I know this would be a hard one, man. Like, what's your favorite record on Raver Realm?
Man, I feel guilty because one does come to my mind. You know what I'm saying? But they're all 9 of these characters are like my kids. You know what I'm trying to say? All 9 of them, because like they're literally like they're characters. You know what I'm saying? And that was the whole concept of Rave Rum. Like, how could we make music more tangible than it already is? Music is the biggest thing that invokes emotion on people. How could we make it even more? Emotion invoking or whatever. Like, how could we make it invoke even more emotion? That was my whole goal with Rave Rum. So I turned them into characters and characters have stories, right? Like people relate to characters in movies a lot more than a story that's happening in a song, right? So it's like, if I can combine these two worlds together, it's like these 9 characters that are literally like, you know what I'm saying? I love them, because like they're my songs, they're the stories of my life. But I have to go with this song called OnlyFans. OnlyFans
Okay.
is probably my favorite out of all of them, mainly because I've had the most production credits on OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really grew that song from the first melody that I made, the first loop I made, to my to recording the chorus, to like adding drums, to like I really grew that song all the way. Other songs I've done it too, but like there's more contribution from other producers and stuff. So like OnlyFans, man, it's like one of my favorites. You should definitely listen to it after and let me know your thoughts, man, because it's like, fuck, like that's my song. It's the rare raver in the ethereal realm. So the red ravers, it's the rare one. And yeah, man, like the drawings aside, because my drawing favorite one is probably Comeback Kid, but the music, OnlyFans, is definitely my favorite. And even the story behind OnlyFans, because you know what I mean? That's like, it means a lot to me. So yeah, I would say OnlyFans.
Yeah, I definitely got to check it out. I got to check it out. You got me hyped now. I definitely got to check it out. I got to check it out, man. Yeah. As far as your music style, man, like your music style, your music style, you got your own. First of all, you got your own style. But when I hear your music, I definitely get Weeknd mixed with a little Travis Scott, mixed in with a little. Who else? It's another artist in there that I'm missing. Vocals. Who is it? Travis Scott, Weeknd, somebody else. I can't think of it right now. But those are 2 of the main ones, though. Talk a little bit about your influences. Like, who are your favorite artists? Some of your
I'll tell
favorite
you,
artists.
I'll tell you my 3 favorite artists, and that's literally a result of my music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, who
Um,
you got?
it's a combination. So it's split up between the 3 phases of my life. You know what I'm trying to say? When I
Yeah.
was a kid, when I was a teen, and when I was like an older teen. You know what I mean? And then
Mhm.
now that I'm like in my 20s and stuff, like that's the combination of music that I'm kind of pursuing. Michael Jackson, Ju-
Okay.
Justin Bieber, and Travis Scott. Those 3.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. The one that was missing was Justin Bieber for me. Cause
Yeah.
I hear that. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, man, Justin Bieber or Justin Timberlake or one. It's like it's one of them in that realm. But yeah, that's fire. That's definitely fire. I like that. I like that. That's a good,
Thank you,
yeah,
bro. Hell yeah.
good
Definitely
setup.
my top 3. Hell yeah.
Man, I definitely got to catch you, man. I definitely got to catch you in Miami because I'm definitely gonna be out there at Art Basel too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, man. So I definitely got to pull up on you. You know what I mean? The shows, man. You gonna be performing out there?
Yeah, so we're throwing a rave. We're throwing our 8th rave in Miami Art Basel. It's gonna be December 7th, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So yeah, it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be super, super lit. I will send you and obviously for anyone listening, like if you have a raver for my major project, you get it for free drinks, all of that. Of course, that's a must, that's a minimum. But then yeah, like I'll tickets are only $10 regardless. You know what I'm saying? I want to make it accessible and all of that. So and then we also got to like fund it somehow, right? But worst case, it's happening. It's a warehouse party. It's a warehouse rave. It's gonna be lit. Free drinks, all of that. So I will. Since you're gonna be in Miami, I'll send you the party full link, homie. So you could check that out if you're free December 7th at night. And yeah, man, I'm gonna be performing there. We're gonna have DJs. We're gonna have like rave vibes. You know what I mean? It's gonna be vibes.
Okay. It sounds lit, man. I know I seen a couple videos from a couple of the other shows, man. Like it was lit. Every video I seen, I'm like, yo, this dude is just really like, you know what I'm saying, out here doing these raves, these underground raves. It's crazy because I was in NFT NYC and I heard somebody talking about it. I was like, yo, I didn't know he was doing a rave out here too.
It was
You know
during
what I mean?
it was during the AKCV party, and I was like, damn, because so many of the people that were beasts couldn't come to the rave, but some people did, and it was lit, bro. I
Oh,
was thinking
it was the same time?
it was the same time, and we went
Oh,
on,
that's crazy. I ain't even
yeah,
know
but
that.
what happened?
I said, I ain't even know that.
Yeah, bro. So like Max, I remember Max pretends he was there, and then he came to the rave, but like I was surprised, like the rave was packed, bro. We had like 250 people in this like second
Wow.
floor Brooklyn warehouse, like going crazy, bro. So it was fun, bro. It was fun, a lot of fun.
Sheesh. Crazy. Yo, shout out to the homie Crover in the building. Let's crew. Shout
Yeah,
out to the homie Crover. He be out here putting in work with the spaces, man. He be going crazy. Yo, shout out to
crazy.
Crover. Crover, we gotta get you back on Beast on Air too, man.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Shout out to the homie Lord P in the building. He's always the first person to show up. My guy, Lord P in the building. You know what I mean? Shout out Giselle Avenue. Shout out Wifey in the building. She said, yo, you're
Legends
you
in here.
know, you know the vibes. Yo, shout out Lord P said, yo, what's good with you, my guy? But yeah, man. So we go ahead and wrap it up. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We definitely got a schedule. We on. So man, before we get out of here, let's do it old school. Let's do it old school, man. You got any shout outs before we get out of here?
Shout outs, man. Shout out. I heard someone else say this the other day, and I started cracking up. So shout out myself,
Big facts. Big
for being a
facts.
real one, you know what I mean? But nah, shout out to like every single person that shout out to you, man, for sure, for having me, man. This was a beautiful conversation. Like it's like cool, bro. Like having this face-to-face thing, like people aren't doing this, you know what I mean? So there's so much potential for it, and like people aren't doing it because they want to do Twitter space, all that. But this is cool, bro, for sure. So shout out to you. Shout out to every single one of these 400 ravers, 397 ravers, bro, that supported 100,000% because I'm not letting any of them down. And yeah, shout out to just the people that support it, show up to the spaces that we do, all of that, So it's yeah, the support is not unnoticed. I can never forget that. So yeah, shout out to everyone, and then yeah, we'll keep going.
Yo, before we get out of here, I gotta play a record from the album, man. I gotta play a
Ooh,
record from the album,
let's do it.
from the Project Raver Realm. So let me see. Somebody just said in the chat. That's why I was like, oh, I ain't play the track. He's like, when track play.
Lord P. Lord P.
Yo, Lord P out here. He be, you know what I'm saying? He be out here sniping them things. You know what I'm saying? So if he like it, he definitely gonna snipe it. I know that for a fact. You know
Shout
what I mean?
out. Hell yeah.
Shout out Lord P. Let's see what we got.
I would love to see Lord P's Twitter too, so I can follow the people in the chat as well in case I'm not.
Okay, cool. Hey, Lord P, drop your Twitter handle. Crover, you probably follow Crover already.
Yeah, I follow. Yeah, I got Crover.
Yeah. Yo, shout out Justin Robinson too. He was the first one to pull it up. He said, "Let's go." Yo, shout out Justin Robinson. That's my first time seeing you too. Shout out to you. Thanks so much for pulling up. Okay, hold on. I gotta play only. You know, I gotta play OnlyFans, man. I definitely got to play OnlyFans. I'm trying to find it.
Are you on? Where are you at right now? You're on OpenSea.
Yeah, I'm on OpenSea.
So if you go to songs, you should be able to click OnlyFans.
Okay, I got it. Boom. Oh, this one fire with the fire head. This is crazy.
I forgot you can see the artwork too. Yeah. That's the real.
Woo! This is lit.
1,000%.
Hold on, let me pull this up.
So there's only 95 OnlyFans because there's 600 per each realm, 500 commons, 95 rares, 5 legendaries, and then that repeats for realm 1, realm 2, and realm 3. And each realm is a completely different genre of music and different feeling. Hey,
yo, shout out Crover. Yo, Crover said Jadyn out here killing the game right now for reals with the fire emojis. Yo, shout out Crover. Let's crow. Oh yeah, Lord P said he just followed you too.
Beautiful. I got you. I'll check it right after this. After I eat some dinner. So you know what I mean?
All right, bet. Let's go ahead and jump into this track so we can go ahead and get out of here. This is OnlyFans, man. So this is my first time hearing this too. Let's go ahead and get into it. This is Jadyn's favorite track on the album. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and get into it. Off the project, rather. The project is Raver Realm. I don't want to get it confused. It is an album, but at the same time, it's an NFT project. So it's actually an NFT project. So let's go ahead and get this joint started. This is OnlyFans by Jadyn Violent. Let's jump into it.
She my only fan for real. 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 She might get that double cup. I might get a happy meal. When we talk, we got enough. Hope that shit can keep it real. Don't try to understand life. Sabotage the way we feel. If you tryna sober up, don't let me behind the wheel. Kick it, I got it. Double cup pain, you know you gon' fall in love. I don't wanna ride it. Been away years, I cannot doubt the love. She know what's up. Every day looking up over the sun. Better to stop, getting her eyes and the time is up. She my only fan for real. 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 Take my time with my ways that I never left. Need more highs from the days, that is all that's left. She's concise with the language, I don't know what her name is. Hypnotized, if she's dangerous, shift the night for my baby. Time's really all we have. Take my time for the ladies in my line to get crazy under mine. Know my patience not so wise. If you're faded, I'ma ride. My name Jadyn, ain't no time for complaining. She my only fan for real. 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 She my only only fan for real. She my only fan for real. She my only fan for real. She my only fan for real.
Yo, that is a banger. That is a straight, bro. That shit is a banger, bro. Like that shit was crazy. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't even expecting that, bro. Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, that joint to go stupid in the Atlanta strip clubs. I'm out here in Atlanta, bro. They play that in the strip clubs, bro. It's going down, bro. That record was fire, bro. That record was, bro. That was hard. That was hard, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. Like,
no cap. That was hard. Like,
I can't wait, bro, to release this, especially because like the marketing will go crazy because like OnlyFans, like, but it's not about the OnlyFans like app. Obviously, it's about like she's my only fan. You know, it's about like, man, like sometimes in life, bro, like, you know, you go through like, especially chasing your goals, bro. There's so many different trials and tribulations and stuff, and a lot of times you feel like you don't got anyone. You know what I'm saying? You don't got anyone, but there's always that one person that comes to your mind, whether it's an ex, whether it's someone you stopped talking to 4 years ago, 2 years ago, that even if you guys haven't talked for 2 years, you know that they're still rooting for you and that they're your only fan, you know, like that. So it's like, yeah, I know everyone can think of one person, and like that's what this song's about. That's what the character is about, only fans. So yeah, man, each of the 9 characters are completely different stories, completely different vibes, and yeah, man, appreciate you.
yo, that joint was fire, bro. That was hard, bro. That was hard. Like, no cap, that was fire. Like, I gotta let that rock again when we get off air, bro. Like, that was fire. You said that was you on the production, or you helped with the production? Like, how
I was on the production, and then I think my boy Brace, I just needed help with just like some new snares and it's a little mixing with the drums, and he helped with that, but mainly me on the production.
Yeah. Kudos, man. Yo, shout out Krover. Krover said this kid don't miss. Yo, big facts.
Man.
Big facts, man. That joint was fire. But with that being said, Jadyn already did the shout outs. Man, we at 58 minutes. You know, we wrapping this thing up. You know what I'm saying? We get into the hour mark. That's when we usually wrap up anyway. But yo, shout out to everybody who pulled up, chat going crazy. You know, Lord P out here, he trying to get the A&Rs on the phone. He said, where Mikey Mo at? We need him. You know, he's trying to bring the agents out. He's trying to bring the managers out, the artist relations. You know what I'm saying? But yo, shout out Lord P. Shout out everybody who pulled up to the space. Make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe, retweet, do all that good stuff. Also, make sure y'all check out Jadyn Violent. If you want to check out any of his music, if you want to go mint a Raver Realm right now, Lord P, Krover, everybody, right? If you want to mint Raver Realm, the link is down below in the description, right? All you got to do is go down to guest, and then you'll see Jadyn, and then you see raverrealm.xyz, and y'all can mint it straight from there. You know what I mean? But look, with that being said, this has been our time. This has been episode 4, season 2 of Beast on Air, featuring the homie Jadyn Violent, and we are signing off. Peace out.
Peace.